How you doing? Jason Cotton here from ASP.NET Tutorial Zone. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the topic, what is .NET? In part 1 we covered that .NET is a platform rather than a language. In part 2 we covered the evolution of .NET. And in part 3 and 4 we covered some of the capabilities and limitations of .NET. Today we're going to talk about part 5, which is the biggest reasons to use .NET. Now you may be surprised that for an extremely technical topic that the reason to choose .NET is actually not technical at all. And I'm going to go into that here. But as a developer, some of the reasons you choose a platform in a lot of cases have a whole lot less to do with the technology itself and have a whole lot more to do with where you're going to use that technology and where it's applicable. So for .NET, some of the major reasons to use .NET are things like the fact that it has a really high adoption rate, that Microsoft has a lot of customers, and that many businesses running on Windows and on Microsoft's platform use .NET to do anything that they need to do custom. So as a developer, you write custom applications, and you might care about whether or not there are going to be people out there who are going to be willing to hire you to do the kind of programming that you're learning to do. So Microsoft has had a lot of success there. One of the other things, actually along the same lines, is that if you go to the job boards, or if you go to payscale.com, and I believe if you click publish our data or something like that, you can see a little salary calculator. If you put the number in there, or if you look on the job boards, you'll see that .NET does command some pretty high rates. And a lot of times you don't even know what the real price ceiling is, but you can at least see that the published rates on the job ads are pretty high. So I would say that's a pretty strong reason to use .NET as a developer. One of the other things is that nowadays, after as many releases have occurred on .NET, most things in .NET just simply work. Usually you can use the documentation and get something up and running, try the sample code, and have something that works within a couple of minutes. And as a developer, when you're tasked to do something, that kind of capability goes a long way to getting your job done. Now, for a developer, one of the other things that matters a lot is actually the longevity of the technology that they're learning. So if you don't know whether or not this technology is going to be around in 5 years, then why would you invest lots of time and energy going in that direction only to have to turn around and go somewhere completely different later? And when your bread and butter is delivered from that technology, it becomes extremely important. So that's actually one of the strong suits of .NET, is the fact that it's got a multi-billion-dollar company behind it that relies on it to sell its major product, which is its operating system. If developers don't use .NET to develop Windows applications, then Microsoft isn't going to be selling very many copies of Windows for long. And one of the other things that helps a lot is that Microsoft actually supports their platform. They do frequent releases, supplying new capabilities and bug fixes, and they have dedicated certification paths. So not only will they support the platform itself, but they'll also support you and vouch for you to say, this guy knows how to use our platform because he completed our certification. These are some of the biggest reasons why I suggest a lot of developers, especially if they're starting out, start out in .NET. One of the things I didn't mention here is that it's actually a lot easier to learn than a lot of platforms because so much is actually built in and you don't have to piece much together to get it working. If you'd like to know more on what we just talked about, there's only so much I can say in a couple of minutes, so check out the full article in the link below the video. Also, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please like and subscribe. Thanks for your support, and I'll talk to you soon.